forklift driver. What is up everyone? Welcome back to the Dream Build Home series. It has been a little while since I've updated you guys on the progress of the home, roughly 3 months actually to be precise. So I feel like it's definitely long overdue, a new episode of this series. Yes, I have been seeing your messages that you guys want to see an episode more often, and I'm really sorry that it takes so long in between each episode. I just feel like I want enough to happen and enough progress to kind of take place before I update you guys in a big video like this. I could of course do more in-depth videos where we actually show the process a little bit more in a little bit more detail, but I do feel like some of those parts are kind of boring to watch, hence why I kind of do like the highlights of things that I feel like you guys would be interested in. But like I said, this update is definitely long overdue, so let's roll it back a couple of months. As soon as the weather improved and the ground had dried out, we continued with the drainage works that we have been doing for a while now. This time we were installing the rainwater drainage for around the house. This is where the water from our flat roof will come down and drain away into a soakaway much further away from the house. There is a lot of prep work that comes with this step, as you need to get the levels of the pipes spot on so that the water can drain well into the soakaway. This is basically a pit that we have dug out and filled with these big plastic crates.
A lot of boring math later.
Once that was done, we decided to pour the foundations for our patio. The idea here is to have the patio slabs all around the circumference of the house so that you can walk freely. The main front area of the patio will be out the front in front of the kitchen doors and also in front of the cinema room, where the patio is going to be much larger. We did this so eventually we could put some seating area in the garden, whilst on the back of the house it's not as necessary to have it super wide, so we literally just made it the width of one person so that you can have a narrow passage just for maintenance around the back of the house. It's definitely really nice having a level surface to walk on now, as before this was definitely ankle breaking territory. So with that in mind, it's been really handy for all the tradesmen to finish off the cladding works of the exterior of the home. We've had our bricklayer Liam come back again and finish off the long format bricks on the ground floor of the house. Meanwhile, we worked with Ollie and Liam on finishing the soffits. This step really made a drastic difference to the look of the building and made it feel much more finished. What is up guys? It has been a hot minute since I've updated you guys on what's been going on here at the house. So first things first, I want to share with you guys my wisteria. It has completely just blossomed for the first time ever. For those of you who are wondering, I'm pretty sure this is a Chinese wisteria just because the actual blossoms are so long. I actually dug this up from someone that was selling it on Facebook Marketplace last year, and yeah, this is the first time I've seen it in full bloom like this, so this is pretty crazy. I'm loving it. I also have another one here. I'm not too sure what variety this is. I just bought this from a garden center and this literally smells divine. It smells like grapes, like, you know, that sort of synthetic grape flavor that you get in sweets. That's basically what this smells like. And the actual flowers are so beautiful. But anyways, back to the house updates. So first things first, we have had quite a few things happen on the outside of the house. Basically, we finally have a little bit of a pathway going all around the house, especially at the front here. You guys may have seen a couple of clips of us pouring this concrete slab, which is basically going to be the base for all of our patio. We have also finished off all of the soffit cladding on the underside of our balcony, and then also on the underhang of the building over there, and everything looks so beautiful now. My vision board is totally coming to fruition with all of this. I don't know if you guys will remember this, but a couple of episodes back I basically mentioned that the whole sort of idea behind how the house is cladded was all inspired by this like render that I saw on Pinterest years back, and this was from like an architect in Russia called, I think, Studia 54. I'll pop a photo on screen right now, but basically it's kind of starting to look like that, which I'm so happy about. For absolute ages now, we've been umming and ahhing as to what to do, like here on all of these walls underneath at the bottom sort of part of the building, because the top is obviously the composite cladding. And then we were kind of thinking, okay, maybe for the bottom, we could do the brick, or we could do these like colored cement boards. Then we thought, oh no, maybe we'll render it. And to be honest, we've been just trying to figure it out because we didn't want to get it wrong. But now that it's bricked, it really just goes together with the rest of the building, and I'm so happy with how it looks. I'm so glad we actually bricked it instead. We've still got quite a lot of things to finish, such as these sort of window reveals, which are going to be cladded in like black aluminium kind of sheeting all across here. So this brick will be basically covered like that. But this is how the soffit is looking. We are going to have spotlights in those holes that you're seeing there. So it's going to be really nice and well lit all along here. This is how the front of the house is looking. So of course we also have a path going across here, which will be patioed. We're still yet to go down in between the two buildings though. We've been doing the concrete in like bits and pieces. Otherwise it would be very, very hard to get it all spot on with the levels. And yeah, you might have also spotted some little outdoor wall lights we've put up. We literally put these up yesterday and I don't know how to feel about them. I just got these off of Amazon because I wanted this sort of area to have like a Japanese flair to them. So my idea is to plant like a little tiny garden and then put like little rocks on top so that it kind of blends with the rest of the house. Because we are going to have like a colored pebble all down in between the building and the pathway. So I thought that could be quite nice. I don't really know what to plant there though. Something probably quite low down, maybe a couple of aces. I know that aces don't really like to be planted near a wall though, because it can get quite hot. However, this part of the house doesn't really get too much sun. It's mostly shaded, so I think it might be okay. That's kind of why I really wanted the lights on this part of the house to kind of have like a Japanese flair to them. When I went to Japan, I saw a lot of hotels and houses that had this kind of like outdoor shoji lamp, and I just loved it so much. But maybe this particular one is a little bit too small. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it looks okay, or do you think it just looks really silly and small? During this stage, we were also finally ready for the walls to be plastered, which was a huge milestone. I am so excited I never have to see all the things behind those walls that literally took like a year to complete ever again. Guys, the plaster is finally on some of the ceilings. Oh my goodness, this has been a moment that I've been waiting for forever. This truly feels like we are on the last final stretch. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Look at the fresh plaster. Is there anything more beautiful than seeing fresh plaster like this that's ready to be painted? I think it's going to take them about another week to do the entire upstairs before they can continue downstairs. All right guys, so the house upstairs is now fully plastered, meaning it's painting time, yay! So I've got this huge roller. This is from this brand. These are just so good. They are really good at just getting the whole wall covered very quickly. They are basically like double the size of a standard roller. So they're also extendable. You can get right in there. We've got a lot to paint. So we're going to be doing the mist coat first, which is basically like a watered down version of the paint so that it grips to the plaster. So let's get started.
Thousand years later.
So guys, we are on day 2 of painting and we have literally just realized how long this is going to take, because it literally took us
one whole day to do this entire like hallway upstairs room and also our bedroom wing, which I'll show you guys now. I mean, it looks pretty good on camera, but this is just the first coat, so there's still a lot to go, and we basically have to paint everything we painted yesterday all over again for the second and potentially third time, depending obviously how much the second coat covers everything. But this is literally so exciting. I'm so happy to finally see the room all light like this. And by the way, any places where you still see the plasterboard, that's because this hasn't been skimmed and it's actually going to be paneled with like wood veneer panels instead. So like all of this area here, it's going to have wood panels, and then we also have some wood panels happening here in the hallway. So that entire wall there where the staircase is, that's all going to be wall paneled as well. So we left that blank because, I mean, you don't really need to do anything behind there. The skylights are looking really good. And by the way, that bit of fabric there is literally just a bit of hessian to kind of try and keep the sun off of the skylight whilst we've been doing this, because it gets very, very hot up there. And then the bathroom skylight is here. They both have that really awesome LED kind of like fit out around the circumference. So yeah, we're still yet to install that, but now we can. But now that some of the walls are painted, you can really see the effect of the shadow gap trim across the ceiling. It gives it the look of like a floating ceiling. It was so hard to fit that. It literally took us weeks upon weeks to fit it, but it definitely looks like it was totally worth it.
3 days later.
So I am currently stood in the hallway and it is never a dull day here. Like, you guys, if you've watched the series so far, you'll know that whenever we do even just one step of progress, there's usually 2 steps backwards that follows afterwards. And that's exactly what has happened with the skylight. So we had actually painted this fully and it was ready to go. But then, because when this plaster was applied, it was super, super hot, it somehow didn't fully bond to the plasterboard. And essentially this whole entire section here kind of started to bubble away from the wall. And then the plaster literally just like tapped it to check and it just fully crumbled off. And that is that lovely pile over there of our painted plaster, which is so sad. So they really kindly redid the entire thing for us, and this time we covered up the glass with like lots of things to, you know, stop all the heat coming through. And yeah, we're just gonna have to repaint everything now, but it's such a mess. Literally, this was like ready to go, so it's super annoying, but it is what it is. I just thought I would document that because these things happen. I mean, we've still got a leaky window down here in the atrium area, and we still haven't fixed it. So it's one of those things, you kind of just have to pick and choose your battles. But yeah, this definitely had to be redone, unfortunately. I don't think I ever actually showed you guys the aluminium trims that we fitted throughout the entire house, which was literally such painstaking work because it took us weeks to do this. And the reason why we did it at this stage is because they actually need to be installed before the wall is plastered, as the actual edge of the skirting gets plastered over to create this really cool sort of like floating wall effect. And this literally took us weeks to do because, you know, you have to cut the aluminium on a saw, you have to do all the chamfered edges, and there is literally no room for error with this because, you know, with standard sort of wooden skirting boards, you can actually just fill them in, caulk them in, and just cover up any imperfections. But with this, it's a lot harder because it is literally metal. So once it's plastered, this is how the corners should kind of look. They definitely look a lot better when everything is painted. We do obviously need to clean them up and then just do a little bit of black silicone in the joints. But overall, I feel like it looks so sleek and so clean. So yeah, really, really happy that we did this. I feel like the long-term benefit of these skirting boards is definitely going to far outweigh all the workload that came with them, because I just love the fact that you will never have to paint these. They'll never go yellow like traditional skirting boards do after a little while. Also, there'll be no kind of dust settling on any of the skirting boards, which is another thing that like takes so long to clean every now and again, which just means less dusting for me, and I am happy with that. So now that the upstairs is fully painted, what I've been busy with is actually attaching all of the plug sockets to the wall, which has been super rewarding rewarding but very time consuming. And also we finally have the lighting fixtures, like all the spotlights popped up there. We also have the MVHR kind of ducting all covered up now as well. As you guys know from previous episodes, our house has mechanical ventilation, meaning that it extracts all the old air and rejuvenates it with fresh air from the outside. So that's what those are. And we have quite a few of them dotted around the house, as you can see. But yeah, they're not too obvious. Like, I was worried that these would be really kind of in the way and you would just see them. But yeah, they're pretty inconspicuous actually. So as you can see, the ceiling in the kitchen / living space is now finished as well. And we actually installed this recessed track light. So if you imagine the kitchen island will be here, the pendants will kind of fall down from there, which is really awesome. And you can actually adjust where you want the pendants because the entire track is a live like light source. So you can also interchange things. You don't have to have the same pendants forever, which is really awesome. I definitely feel like that will complete the house so nicely. And then we also installed a recessed LED strip that will basically sit inside this channel and it will run the entire length of this hallway. So I think that also will look really, really cool. And again, this is one of those things that had to be sort of, you know, plastered in to get that flush finish, which is so minimal and just the aesthetic is chef's kiss. We've also recently had a really special delivery of our staircase, which is right here. In fact, this isn't the whole staircase, this is just the treads. And we went for this really nice walnut finish. Let me show you guys. If I just peel this back a little bit, you can see it does still need to be oiled, but that's kind of the overall color of the wood, which is really stunning. And we also have this idea to put this Egger wall panel behind it, so like the two different colors of wood will really nicely mesh together, and then the entire wall will be covered in this. So yeah, that's going to be really cool. This is part of the stairs as well, so it does need to be welded together. There is like this one long bar, so it kind of looks like a floating staircase. I'll pop a photo on screen so you guys can get a gist of what it will look like. But yeah, that will definitely be in the next episode when we put this up. All right guys, so that is everything for today's episode of the Dream Build Home series. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing all the updates that have happened on the house build so far. Hopefully the next episode is not going to be as long as 3 or 4 months down the line. I do have a lot of things happening in the next couple of weeks, so hopefully, fingers crossed, there should be an update soon. Thank you so much for keeping up with this series and always requesting new episodes. I really am so happy that you guys are enjoying this series. But that is all from me. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!